Welcome everybody, live from the parts unknown. A day later because I had, as we all know, life is lifing, as everybody's been figuring out lately. The Clem and Claw show, second and fourth Mondays, usually at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. You know the drill already by now. Again, live from the parts unknown. A lot of things has happened in the last week. I'll say that much. So yeah, a lot of things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Which is unusual for August, but here we are. What can we say?
Yep. What can we
Everything I
say?
didn't everything I didn't think was going to happen actually happened in a week. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, I got not much to add, man. Like I said, a lot of things happened. What can we say? SummerSlam happened. That's another
Mm.
event that happened. So
Mm-hmm.
madness. UFC for people who like UFC, that's coming up this week. 305, that's coming up Saturday. I forgot who was fighting, but it's a major person. I know that much. You got anything to add before I start going into this news? Because it's going to be a pretty long show,
Nope.
like you said.
Yep.
Yes. Again, before I start, people, shout out to all the people overseas, all the people who are watching or will be watching this weekend. We know who you are. So uh thank y'all again for tuning in. We try to do this as much as possible with you guys in mind, besides our own selves, because it's not about us. We make these shows. So with that being said, let's get to the news. The first news that happened was the Cats review. I'm gonna start with him because I forgot about him. Cats review had a fight between who is it? Alex and Becca J. And from the videos, and from the pictures I saw, that one was a very, very competitive fight. From what I saw, we are talking about Europeans. My partner has my partner has a background in how the European cat fights are from the American cat fight, so I'll let him explain more on that. But that looked like a good fight that happened. So I can't say too much on it because I didn't sponsor it, but I know it's from the picture stills, it looks like was a it looked like both girls went all out. Let's put it that way. I'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
Now,
looks like girls. Both the girls went at it.
now to the main event, the real main event. Tilly Town, as everybody knows, Tilly and her crew, people like Reagan, all these people were all in FedCon for people who didn't know, St. Petersburg, which ended 2 days ago. So, in St. Petersburg. Anyways, main fight between, of course, Reagan, which is, if you want to be serious, this was her first real cat fight since her injury. So, I'm going to put context in that one before people go crazy. Right? We have to have context. So, anyways, she fought against Laura Cross. As everybody knows, this was a rematch. As usual, technical fight, quality fight, more action in this fight compared to the last fight. I'm not saying the last one did have action, but there was more action in this one. And the space is, and actually, unfortunately, the space was also, intimate, as we would say, smaller. So basically, you are, in confined spaces for this fight. Just get the video. The video will be coming out actually, the video is already out. If you're a sponsor, she already put it out. But if you're for the general public, you're going to have to wait 2 weeks. More likely going to be on Clips for sale for the 2 weeks. If you're a general sponsor, if you sponsor this fight, it's already out. So, and when you get this fight, it's going to be a long one because it has interviews, it has the fight, it has everything. I think when I got it was like 40 minutes. So that is pretty long for a cat fight video, people, with everything in it. So you got that. Then 2 days later, which was August 8th, I'll let you talk about this going because this is in your realm. A second fight for Tilly, featuring Vika and Ashley Stone. Take it away.
Yeah, so that was my fight. I feel like it's almost like the Associated Press. Like we covered different ones, and we did this on purpose because
We did it.
Well, kind of on purpose because
did.
I was like, I didn't want it to be where both of us is covering one and then another one doesn't get covered because of funds or whatever. I mean, we ain't rich like that, but it was just the fact that you had 3 on 1 week. So having Vika and
Ashley Stone
Ashley Stone. Okay, I wasn't sure what name she went by, but this one, Ashley.
Ashley, this one.
Ashley's. Well, she had did one for Sweet Fights under a different name, and she had did
Stella.
with she had fought Alexa Brooke
Yep.
prior, and so we could. This was kind of a surprise fight because I think of the three, really of the four, I'm gonna count the Cats review one. Of the four, this is the one we had the least notice of time of it happening.
Facts.
So it really came together really quickly. Um, Sponsorship was good. I would think it was good, just like any other fight, as far as like your usual suspects. A couple of new people. It seems like with every fight, there's always one or two new people.
Correct.
Somebody that's a fan of the fighter, and then that's how they get pulled in.
Correct.
So that's kind of sometimes it's good to see new blood. It's just a matter of, and no two fights are the same. So
Correct.
now you may have the same result and the same outcome maybe in a fight, but no two fights are really the same. I would say for Vika is starting to come along. For those that have seen the fight with her versus Paris, you see how that ended. And usually, if you come off of either a tough loss or if it's a loss where you just get blown out, usually that next time out, that person seems, it almost doesn't matter how long they've been fighting. It's like that person comes out better. That next time out is like, okay, I know how I got last time. I'm not going to try to get got this time. So V came with a lot better effort. Ashley, I don't remember what happened with her in the Sweet fight. But I know in the Tilly fight, it didn't go well. So she has something to prove as well. So they really both have something to prove. So it's one of those things to where not only do I look at the fight and the quality of the fight, I also pay attention to the producers of the fight. How did they handle everything? And the other thing is the winners and losers is like, where do we go to now? Or where do they go to now? And I think the loser of the fight will have a harder time from a sponsorship standpoint because of if you lost two in a row, and especially if they're decisive, it may be kind of tough for sponsors to be like, well, how do we know if you're going to get any better? But I think both girls was better than the previous album. Both girls was better than that. But it still was a decisive winner. Again, we won't tell you who won. You'll find out when you get out. Again, it was a solid effort. Was it the best fight of the year? I wouldn't say that, but I guess my thing is what I try to be is not be a prisoner of the moment.
Correct.
Because I think too often we can become prisoners of the moment and say, "Oh my God, this is the greatest fight ever!" Oh my, and it really was just the best one this week because what else we got? I feel a better judge of it when you get to the end of the year after everybody submitted their stuff in. Go back, look at all the fights that happened, and then from there say, you know what? I think these were the top five and these were the top five. Versus there's some that you see off the rip, you just know it's a classic. There's a few when you know it when you see it, but I think the fact that there was 4 fights this week, and all of them pulled off is nothing short of miraculous because I know for this fight, there was a small danger of it not even occurring, because of travel issues. There was a small of it not even occurring. But the fact that it still was, even though it was later, it still was able to pull off. I mean, kudos to Tilly and everybody getting it in, getting it done, because it is not easy pulling these things off. So the fact that it got out, it got done, and all 4 of them got done was amazing in and of itself. Yeah. So I haven't gotten that fight yet, and I'm sure it'll come any day now because, like I said, you just got the first one because And the fact that she had 2 fights within 24 hours, 48 hours, really
Yep.
72 hours. And then not to
Yep.
mention all the other content that
Yep.
she was at Con this week. So me personally, I wasn't looking. The fact that you got your first one so quick surprised me. I'm
Me
like, I
too.
was expecting to get mine till maybe the 20th or maybe by the end of the month, just because there's so much
Same.
content. It's
Same.
they got
I got mine. I got mine within 3 days. I was like, what? I was like you. I was thinking I was gonna get mine within like a week or something. I was thinking maybe
yeah,
in a
just
week.
because I mean it's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content. And then
No,
and then yeah, and then
so
to
that's
wrap up
all
the
for my.
last one, the last fight, which was as people know, this was Kitty Claus. This was, well, if you want to call it the debut of Molly Jane to the catfight world, this is what this was. As everyone knows, Lynn has been in a couple catfights for Reagan, so that is not, you know, it is what it is. So, anyways, but this was Lynn's first time on the big stage in front of in front of the camera, in front of people actually watching. So this was a very this just like yours. It was a delayed for a minute. It was delayed for a little bit due to audio problems at the beginning. But once it pulled off, the fight happened. Very good fight. Both ladies started out aggressive. There was a decisive winner in the end. So, but again, Reagan will probably, that'll probably take a while because, like our friend Klaus Webb said, there's a lot of stuff. Like you said, a lot of content being displayed and everything in between. So, that is pretty much it. So, people will be patient with these producers. A lot of content that went in FedCon this week. A lot of pictures also being posted. So, be patient on that. Like the man said, 4 catfights in a week is incredible. Shout out to everybody, all of them. The fighters, it don't matter if it's Reagan, Laura Cross, I forget one, Vika, Ashley, Stone, it don't matter, Lynn or Molly.
Lynn. Because the thing that's also what I find interesting was the fact that Reagan was a participant in one, and and she's producing the other. So that was kind of Come up, wait a minute. Yeah, I was saying that. I said one of the things I thought was kind of cool is Reagan was a participant in one and producing in another.
Correct.
And then for Tilly produced two, and now I don't know who might have did. I'll say a fun story. The Jitsi meet. Who was the Jitsi meet? Because I'm interested to know who did Jitsi meets for the two you saw.
Okay, I will say that in the first one it was Lynn. I will say that because at the end of the fight between Reagan and what's her name? Reagan and Laura Cross, they she was they were panning, and then I think at one point Tilly's like Victoria, which is Lynn, as everybody for people who don't know, Victoria's her real name. But anyways, so as soon as Tilly says so, I know that Lynn did the first one for sure. The second one I'm not quite sure.
The second one you're not sure? Okay.
I'm not sure on the second one. But I know the first one was Lynn for sure.
Yeah, because I'm not sure who was the person did a good job. They did a good job. They didn't like do a whole bunch of talking or anything like that. Or
fantastic.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, so shouts out to even those, whoever they are, because I want to give them the time and credit too. They're part of the crew now, it just they're part of the crew. So
I forgot about one part. I think at one point during the fight before Lynn and what's the name? I think she actually joined the stream at one point. At one point at the beginning, the fight didn't start, but she was in the in the crowd, which was interesting.
So maybe she was the one who did the
possibly.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised because she was with the crew for a minute, but she turned her camera off. So
okay.
I think you're right.
Okay.
But yeah, people, keep your eyes out, man. Keep your eyes out for these videos, man. And we have an update on our good friend Sweet Fives. Life is life in people. For all the people who are impatient, you saw the what you call it. You saw the post. I'm not going to stretch it out more than it needs to. Always say, people, family is more important. Family is, when you're dealing with family, family is important. It don't matter if it's a close family friend or not. You have to understand these. I say it again. These producers have a life, life, life. Life is life in. This is real life, people. We all have lives, man. Now, some of you people have now figured it out. You have now figured out that these are not robots. They have lives also. They have real problems like the rest of us. So have some patience. The videos will come out. Even what's her name said it. Even what is her name? Carmilla said it. She even came out and said it before even he said it. So she came out and said it. I know y'all been waiting on this for and all that stuff, and we don't know and all this stuff. I did more content with him, Steve, than I usually do. So what does that tell you? So all the stuff I was telling you, all the oil wrestling matches and the cat fight, that's more content that Camilla has done. And people need to understand, when Camilla usually comes, she only usually does cat fights and leaves. This is the first time she's done both. So have some patience. And she was not the only one over there. There was like Paisley, there was Zoe, and then there was the other one, Victoria. There was like 3 other girls in this. So be patient, people. It's coming. Other than that, that's a wrap on the catfight news, man. I thought I would say more, but that's it. That's all we need to talk.
That's all we got. And we only got, we barely had 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes. I'm shocked. I thought we were going to be pontificating, be here 45 minutes on just the fights. But,
you're right.
The fact that we're not going into, what happened and
we're not.
nuances and that, that's not for today's episode. We may do that later on, maybe at the end of the year, and maybe then go into, because by then, it's been a good 5-6 months, and you ain't seen it by then.
We ain't saying too much yet because let's be serious. We all haven't got the videos yet. And like you said, even if we got the videos, we're still not telling y'all. We need y'all to go buy yourselves and watch it yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said,
the one thing I would like to say is we had to let y'all know it came. We came. We saw. We it happened.
Yeah, the turnout was good for the first one. The first one we had with Reagan and Laura, we all kind of knew it would be strong, but 18 people, that's pretty good. The second one was, what was it, 11 or 12? Not bad.
Yeah. So it's just that, because I know a lot of times with a lot of people, because life be life, you'll have people that be hesitant to sponsor because they'll be like, look, because it either be double fault. It's like either they themselves won't have the money to sponsor to the last minute because of the way bills work and how, a lot of people in this country get paid either twice a month or once a month at the end of the month, especially if you got a fight that pops up last second and it's like, ooh, can I scramble those $50 or whatever to do it, to support. So sometimes you got life be life, and then it's like, that's why I can understand for some folks if their apprehension of sponsoring is because they don't know, hey, is this going to pull off before I sponsor? But most of the girls, at least in the national stage, they get it. They understand how this works. They're there. They show up. But sometimes you have stuff like, and it happens to all of us producers, stuff that's beyond your control. Where you had the glitch with Delta, or you'll have something, where you just not going to get around it, and the government's like, nope, ain't nobody flying today. Sometimes that's how it be. Sometimes that's how it be.
All right, since we got some more time, you want to get into the WrestleMania thing?
You mean SummerSlam?
So yeah, what did I say? WrestleMania? Sorry, SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which was in Cleveland. Which, for people to know, the event was a 2-day event in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Browns.
The Dominant Mysterio line, I loved it. The Judgment Day turn, and then the same thing with Priest and Finn. That turn. And how really, because you can see the seeds coming. I think for a lot of people with the SummerSlam, it was I don't want to say paint by the numbers, but the one thing Triple H and all of them has been leading folks on with the booking, you knew Braun Breaker was going to win.
Yep.
You're in a wrestling hotbed. I'm talking about amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling hotbed.
Yep.
Cleveland,
Ohio.
Ohio area is in the
Yep.
middle of that. And there was ever a time you was going to honor the Steiner family legacy
It had
and
to
do
be.
it.
It had to be.
You have to do it in that region. That Michigan, Ohio,
Pennsylvania.
Indiana, Big Ten wrestling, MAC wrestling area. Oh yeah,
Yep.
you got to do it there. You got to do it. And so the fact that the Steiners was there, they had a little clip of them being in the box with DDP, for Braun Breaker's first title win. That was a good moment. That was a good moment. And that the fact that the Steiners were still with us, alive to be able to see, to see that for Braun. That was good.
That's what's
and the
up.
fact that he did the Frankensteiner, I would say that one of the most banned moves. But for him, he's so athletic. He has that both. He got the technical ability of his daddy, but he got that power, that speed of his uncle.
Wow.
Scott was a freak of nature, literally.
Yes, he was. Yes,
literally,
he was.
the personified freak of nature, Scott Steiner. And this is before he was the whole Big Papa Pump thing. Just
Correct.
when you first started Varsity Club,
Correct.
and with Rotunda and stuff, it just that was really, really good to see, really great to see. The one match I was disappointed in was the Logan Paul LA Knight match.
I thought LA Knight was going to win at some point.
I mean, the thing is, LA Knight, it was one of those things is you gotta let him win sooner or later. And if it was not now, then where were you ever going to let him
They've
win?
They've been pushing him to win something for months now.
Right. But but even he addressed the elephant in the room in the post press conference. People was talking about, hey, you kind of cooled off, whatever. Last year you should have got it last year. Kind of like it's like what he went through is what Jey Uso seemed to be going through now. You don't see no way of Jey Uso getting any kind of reign of anything because of the log jam. And it's like, whereas with the LA Knight, you could have had him and done and out the way and opened it up for somebody like a Jey Uso or whatever.
Sure.
But it's like now you're gonna put him in the storyline with it's a mess. So we'll see. The whole yeet thing and with the foam fingers and not is great. But the fact that Logan Paul being from Cleveland area, from that area, the man comes in Cleveland Browns garb in the stadium.
Yep.
And the fans, I remember actively listening to the fan, and one of the things Bubba Ray Dudley said, and I'll never forget this on Tough Enough. He said the worst thing to happen is when you're in an arena and everything is silent. Everybody's quiet.
Yep.
He said, that's the absolute worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, because when everybody's quiet, that's not good. They're neither actively cheering or booing.
Yep. They're neutral. And neutral's no good.
Neutral's no good. Neutral's no good. So
neutral's no good.
The fact that that wasn't good. The fact that they was actively neutral.
I think the fan base is probably tired of him now, right? I think they're at first they were cool with him, but I think they're to the point where now they're just tired of his gimmick. They're just tired of him, period.
Do you think it was because Logan Paul is? I think it's gotten to the point where Logan is. We recognize you are good at what you're at. For somebody who have not wrestled that many matches, you're actually really good. And to me, his last match when he had against Cody, that was kind of like, all right, you done hit the top of the mountain. There really is nowhere else for you to go but lose the title. And it's like, it was nice, it was great. But if you're going to continue, like the U.S. title is too important of a title to be a second run great title that you just have it just sitting around, and you're just going to be a part-timer.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Is just too nah. So just like you see how they do the Intercontinental, that get defended every week. How can you not get nah. So
So
I
what you're saying
think
is there's no consistency in the intercontinental title divisions. What you're saying?
what the U.S. title
Yeah.
because Logan is only there to defend it. So it was a nice run. You got the Prime sponsorship, with
Correct.
that, with the okay, cool, all right, we'll play along. But now it's kind of time to, from a storyline standpoint,
It's time
let
to move on.
somebody else get. Yeah, so LA Knight, let them have this run, because with that whole Santos Escobar, Andre, Carmelo Hayes, you got a whole bevy of people.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of
You can
people.
make this work. Now, as far as Braun Breaker, I don't know who you get to take the top. Because the one thing you got to think about for these dudes is the issue is not winning the title. Who do you have built up that you can actively believe that can take the title off of them? So I look at a Braun Breaker. See, when I look at the U.S. title with LA Knight, I can see a Santos, a Carmelo Hayes, an Andre. You can run that for a year and a half with just them 4 dudes. You don't even got to add nobody else in the mix. You don't have to add water and stir. With just them 4 dudes, you can run that a year and a half. Just them 4 feuding with it. With Braun, I'm sitting here, I'm like, who are you going to have to take it off of? Because you're not going to move Gunther back down. You're not going to do that. And with Sammy, you're kind of fading that out, unless you're going to let that be the title Jey Uso go get. Which I would think, I mean, even Jay is more of a made man, but if he was to beat a Braun Breaker to get the title, I think that would, the impetus, unless you're going to do something with Chad Gable, which to me, Breaker and Gable is kind of, but that's now the shot that Jey Uso say, because you're not going to do a Survivor Series. Because Survivor Series, you're going to bring Jay in that bloodline feud. I think maybe for Royal Rumble, I can see that. Give me Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, and I'm going to try my darndest to get to Indianapolis for that. Because if I can get to Indianapolis for that, and that'd be a birthday present for me, to see Jey Uso get his first.
That should be a great present. Yeah, that would be outstanding present for you.
First single championship at Royal Rumble. Just having what he started feuding with Braun Breaker, maybe around. I mean, it could be something. It could be something because December. I know they have the New Year's Day thing.
Yep.
They'll have something there, and then maybe lead that up a couple of weeks, going into Jay wins. Then let's say Jay defends it. This is where it'd be interesting. Jay defends it for Elimination Chamber.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'm listening.
Because then let's say in the Elimination Chamber, let's say Braun wins it back for whatever.
Right.
Which, or maybe by then Jay would be so made to where Jay could take whoever wins it at Royal Rumble, in my opinion, should take it all the way into WrestleMania.
I agree with you, actually. I actually do. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Take it into WrestleMania. Now, my thing about Jay is since you've already done the thing with him and Jimmy, you're not going to do that again. So who would you give Jay? Would you give Jay and Braun at WrestleMania? That might not be a bad matchup for the IC title. But I think there may be somebody else. I want to tell you what would actually be cool. If you had Jay versus Sammy at WrestleMania for the IC title. So let's say this is how I look at it. Let's say Jay wins it at Royal Rumble. Jay defends and wins it, retains an Elimination Chamber, but he retains because of interference.
Correct.
I know, so that's February. March, because they're going to make SummerSlam second week of April. I think March, there's one more pay-per-view.
There's one more. Yep.
I don't remember what it is, but there's one more before you get to WrestleMania.
Yep.
So I think what they should do is, I'm thinking there's one more.
There is one more. I can't think of it.
I
I
can't
can't
think
think
of
of
what
it,
it
but
is.
it is one more. And then yes, WrestleMania's
and then you got Backlash. Then you got all the other ones.
And then of course SummerSlam in August. So that speaks for itself.
Clash at the Council and all that. So, and let's say there's not or whatever. Either make it a triple threat match with them three for WrestleMania, or have it where it's Sammy versus Jay at WrestleMania. One of those three.
Sounds good to me.
And that is your that is one of your WrestleMania nights.
Any other storylines besides Roman Reigns returning and causing?
We didn't even mention that. We didn't mention that. I heard the Jacob thing was a kayfabe thing, the injury.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't want to pair him up with Roman right there. You know, they want to milk that some more. Because if I'm Solo, I'm gonna make sure he go through 5-2 first before you get to me.
Gotcha. Roman Reigns came, the music thing. Oh my God. Head of the household. Back again.
Right. And you know what? I can actually see what 5-2 wins. Jacob. I can make a case for to kind of take the steam off a little bit with Roman to the point to why Roman realized only way I'm going to beat him is I'm going to need help.
Yep.
They're not going to be able to do Roman like they've done Cody and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and all of them. No. I think what's going to end up happening is Roman's going to fight Jacob.
Okay.
Maybe Bash at Berlin or whatever. Or if because this would then add credence to Solo being the leader. Because fine, you're gonna make it all your power to make it tougher for you. You're gonna have to jump through all these hoops. Just like Roman used to make everybody else jump through hoops. Fine, you want these beat? I'm gonna make you jump through hoops. Because why? I'm the tribal chief now. I'm the one with it. I'm the one that called the shot. So fine. This is what I was saying. Bash at Berlin, he ends up fighting Jacob.
Okay.
And either he wins. Now, if you're going to make a Bash at Berlin, then he's going to probably need to win. But let's say he has a match first to have the opportunity, whatever the rules. And let's say he loses it. Roman has to lose, I think, against 5-2. Jacob. I think so.
Agree.
Because you got Jacob on this heater. You're bringing in Roman on this heater. Yeah, that would have been too early to put them against each other. Have it to where now Jacob feel like, look, I got hurt. I need to defend. Let me take care of him. He fights, and he wins the first one. But it has to be in a way where Jacob couldn't win clean.
Correct.
Jacob, the Tonga brothers, it's 4-1.
Right.
This is how I see it. It's 4-1 because think about it. He was able to clean house. Jacob wasn't there last week.
Facts.
Wait till Jacob come back, do the 4-on-1 thing, then have Cody come out to try to help him even the numbers with the chair or whatever he got to bring.
That's not even the numbers. That's a 4-on-3, I got you.
Right. And then I don't know if KO comes out. Now, this whole thing about KO getting the fight, I missed that, but I was like, what?
Does he deserve
This was not the booking I was looking for when they went through this whole thing to make Cody Rhodes champion. This is not the type of booking that's worth. The AJ Styles one, fine.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, this is not the booking. The non-bloodline related stuff. This is not the booking I was looking for that's worthy of somebody like Cody, what they're trying to build him up to be. That's not the type of booking I'm looking for.
So basically, Cody Rhodes needs to fight people who are, I'm trying to find
the Logan Paul thing, I get it. And I'm sure Logan probably had that in the contract. That even if he was US, he gets, because if you think about it, he fought Roman and he fought Cody.
Yep.
Roman, the belts was unified. And Cody, it was just the WWE championship.
Correct.
He didn't go after the world heavyweight. That's
correct.
So, But then again, the question you can ask is, if Cody's going to fight somebody non-bloodline, then who is he going to fight?
That's a good point.
That's on the show. So
That's a
it's
good
like,
point.
the Randy Orton thing would have made sense because at some point you need to get that. You had the Seth Rollins thing. That has been lost. But I think for somebody Cody and Seth, they would want to set that up for like WrestleMania 42 or 43. Bingo. They want to save that for later. They don't even want to restoke those flames.
No.
Until it's needed.
I can actually see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton doing something in one of these big pay-per-view events before they get to Seth Rollins.
Right. Because they teased about it. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna try to do the Gunther thing and the Gunther thing makes sense because of how screwed up that botch was. You have to address it. That has to be for Gunther. That's the one thing on your record. You have to address it. You got to address it. So for Gunther, it was like, okay, that kind of gives time, All right, but you could have went into with. But I think the reason why they didn't do it is because if you're gonna have this whole bloodline versus new bloodline thing, if you got where Cody's not involved in it, then the bloodline civil war, like everybody said, then who else is Cody gonna fight for Survivor Series? And to have really your number one wrestler not even be involved, but you know what somebody posted, and I thought this was very telling. They posted the video that Roman Reigns made months back, talking about how I'm always number one and you'll always be number two.
Yep.
Like it's funny. Cause listen to the pop when he came back. And listen to the pop when he came out Friday. He got a louder pop than Cody. It's it's just like, fortunately, look, I'm always gonna be number one. Even if I'm the good guy, the bad guy, it don't matter. Because I'm Roman Reigns, I come out, I'm gonna get the loudest pop. It's
how it is. That's just how it is. I'm Roman Reigns.
I'm Roman Reigns. I'm the guy.
Roman Reigns is. You know who Roman Reigns remind me of? You remember Batista? He kind of remind me of Batista when for a little bit. He's getting pop all the time. I'm not gonna say he's The Rock because that's blasphemy. I'm not ready to say that.
Right.
But he's like Batista. When Batista was on at one point when he was like the main person for a little bit,
right,
for some periods. Roman Reigns is on that.
I can see that. We'll have a lot of that when the whole legacy run and him with Ric Flair and the whole.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
He had a run. Batista had a run for a while, a long while, but we all know eventually that petered out at some point.
Right, but
Roman's will last for a while because, like you said, he's a likable. It don't matter if he's good or bad.
Yeah, I think Roman has gotten to the point now. No, he's so made now. People's gonna cheer for him regardless what he do.
This is facts.
He could be the heel or he could be the anti-hero.
Yeah, he's still getting cheered. You said it. He's so made.
He's that guy. He's that dude.
He is that guy.
He's that dude.
You ready? Anything else before we wrap up?
Was there anybody else? I'm sure there was other. Bailey Nia Jax. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Full disclosure, I'm a fan of Nia Jax. I think she's beautiful.
You said that
she catches a lot of heat because of her weight or whatever. True. But Big is beautiful to me. I love her. I'm glad she got her shine. She finally got a T-shirt. Thank God. She finally got a T-shirt. I'm not wearing it, but it ain't cool enough for me. But I'm just happy she got a T-shirt. Because I'm like, how you got somebody to win Queen of the Ring that don't even have a T-shirt?
That's sacrilege, man. That's ridiculous.
So
she should at least got a Queen of the Ring T-shirt.
So now she got the title. It's interesting to see how this whole thing with her and Tiffany Stratton. The booking with the women is going to be interesting to see how this go, because the natural thing is everybody waiting on Tiffany to cash it in on her, whatever.
Yep.
But I can see a storyline Well, Tiffany go get it off of Liv, and now the two of them hold them both.
You're talking
I
about, so
can
you talking about
see,
Tiffany go fight Liv, what's the name? Liv for the title? I see
and
where
now
you're
they
going.
and Nia Jax helps her, and now they both walk out with it. I
So
can see
basically,
that. I can
that's
see
good.
that.
So basically, what you're saying is you can see a pay per view where it'll be a champion versus champion. Is that what you're looking at with those two?
With Tiffany, yeah, and then it's like, because once they both on the top of the mountain, what else is there left? Versus like, well, I think I'm good enough to take both of them off of you. Take the other
Correct.
one off. Then you do a champion versus champion. That's if they ever wanted to, let's say, merge the titles back. That's the
Sure,
easiest way to do it.
that is the easiest way to do it.
Because do you need to? The men, I can understand it, but on the women, I'm just gonna be honest. Do
Keep it real.
you actually need 2 women's championships?
That's a good point.
I understand in doing it equitable, fair, equitable to the men, but I will argue you don't have as many women on the roster as you do the men.
This is facts.
So,
Facts.
do you need it just, or you just want to have 2 just because you want to say for, gender neutrality and equity and all that? We got 2 for the men, just like we have 2 for the women. Do you really need 2? I'm just asking the question.
I
I'm
don't
not
think they
saying
need
it's
to.
either right or wrong, but I'm just asking, do you need to? Because I'm like case in point, when you listen to them talk in the post-game press conference, I can understand, just like with the Bianca and Jay thing, how everybody would wait for them to turn on each other, and that may still happen down the road.
That might
But I
happen
can
down the
see
road.
why they would let this roll together, them being the tag team.
Yep.
I can see why they could let it roll, because they talked about the other stuff and how it helped them with what they're doing now. The same thing with Nia Jax and Tiffany. She was like, oh, when I first saw, she was like, oh, this is my little Barbie doll. She's so cute. And talking about how when she went over to Australia, how she was in the Elimination Chamber match and winning that match,
Yep.
and just with her being on the first international tour, she felt like, I want to be the good vet and watch out for you. Hey, come with me. I'm going to make sure you're good. You see what I'm saying? Because that could be intimidating. You go on the international tour so young in your career, kind of have the mentor and mentee kind of thing. Yep. So I can see what WWE be like, you know what? Let's write them as a pair.
Correct.
And instead of having them turn on each other so quick and blowing that up, let's let them run. Let's flesh this out. Let's let them run and see how much habit. Because with Tiffany having that contract, she can go after either. It's too easy of a storyline. Well, her going after Nia. But we'd throw a wrench if she go get the title off of Liv. Because the thing is, we feel that Liv is going to get, and this is what I would say for somebody like Rhea Ripley. Rhea now to me is almost in the same realm as Bianca Belair. They don't need the title to move the needle.
They don't.
They don't need it. But if they have it, it helps. It's almost like Charlotte Flair like that too.
Yep.
Charlotte don't need the title, but if Charlotte has it, it makes stuff a lot more interesting. So this is how I would do it. If you really want to just mind blow everybody away, mind F everybody, this is what I would do.
Right.
Have a fight with Rhea, because now it's going to really come down to Rhea, and this is where you can really get into character development, I would say.
Right.
It would be Rhea is mad at Liv because Liv stole everything that was important to Rhea. Stole a man, stole the title, stole the family, stole all of that. And there will come a day of judgment or a day of reckoning where Rhea gets, but then let's say Rhea gets her lick back, then it's like, that's it. There's nothing else. It's like, okay, that was nice. All right, now you got to create a new storyline.
Right.
This is what I say. Rhea and Liv is fighting again for the title. This could be Bash of Berlin. This could be
whatever.
Survivor Series. It really could be anywhere because of the nature of Tiffany Stratton. Let's say they fight another war like they had that last one, and it's just knock down, drag out, wear out. And regardless of how it ends up, let's say Tiffany Stratton decides to come in and interfere. Nobody talks to her. She ain't saying nothing to neither one of them. She goes in there. She brings out Nia with her. They go in because think about it. If they're making a triple threat match, then there's no disqualification.
Good point.
Which means Nia can help interfere.
Right.
And let's say because they've beaten each other so much, now Tiffany ends up taking the belt.
Yep.
So now if you're Rhea, are you now mad, turning your attention to Tiffany because she has the one thing you want? Or are you still going to go after Liv because Liv was the reason why all of this happened in the first place? You see what I'm saying? It adds another layer of character development that it's like, yeah, I'm still pissed at you because you took my man, you took my family, but I still got to go after this girl because I still want my title.
Correct.
And that opens up for a Liv Tiffany Stratton, and you can set that up however you want to. Either whether it's a summer Royal Rumble, or even you drag it all the way to the WrestleMania.
Yep.
Because I think Tiffany Stratton, they've been building her to the point to where she's going to have to main event WrestleMania.
I agree.
She has to main event WrestleMania next year.
Has to be against somebody. It don't matter who it is. Has to
even,
be against
even if they decide to do the turn with her and Nia Jax.
Right. Has to happen.
She has to main event WrestleMania.
It's just like It's just like what's her name? It's just like Bianca Belair did it. Was it this year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah. So what would be good is and Rhea did allude to this. Her and Bianca getting into another feud for the title. For a title.
Everybody
because you don't have them two feud, it needs to be for a title. But them two bring enough heat. If you make the storyline compelling enough, they might could fight and then you don't even need a title. With them two.
This is facts.
Because if you tell me I will Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and there's no stakes, I'll still watch it because I know it's going to be a banger of a match.
Exactly.
I'll still watch it.
I'll watch it too.
But I can see where if Rhea had the title back by then and then Bianca, let's say either Bianca, there's so many different ways they can go with it. Because this is what I'll say, Bianca beats Rhea, takes the title off of her. And then let's say Jade turns on Bianca, and now they feud. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different ways. Now, knock on wood, you got to take health into consideration. And all of that involves that. You know, if somebody gets pregnant, you know, whatever, you know.
That too.
And then you got your folks like your Becky Lynch's and whatever. She decided to come back in. When did she jump back in? It's almost like with the women, they kind of have it set up where one of the major women are out at any point in time. Whether it's due to injury or we're just going to write you out. Because there's not enough screen time for the women.
Facts. To
justify. Because you don't want a Becky Lynch on the roster. She's not doing nothing.
True.
Like, with Becky being out, I'm expecting Charlotte to jump back in.
You ain't the only one.
You see what I'm saying? But Bayley did, when we even talk about her losing the match, Bayley still did make the one that she said before it's all said and done, she would love to have the opportunity where the four horsewomen can come back together. Whether it's a fatal four-way for a match, or which they should have had that by now, or whether it's a tag team or something where it's the four of them versus like, you know, like they would have had with like Damage Control. I'm trying to think, if you gave me the four horsewomen, which means Sasha Banks have to come back. Bingo. Okay. I'm trying to think, what's another four I could put together that would rival that? That would be Bianca. Jade, Rhea Ripley.
Ripley.
Who would be the fourth?
Oh wow. I'm trying to
Would
think.
Tiffany Stratton have gotten a sin? I would think by the time somebody like a Sasha Banks would come back,
Tiffany will
I
be
think
there.
she got about what 2 years. I think
Yep.
Tiffany would be just good enough to be that
Yep.
fourth.
Yep.
Unless you're gonna move over that other Asian girl from no,
NXT?
not Asian girl, Roxanne Perez. Unless you're gonna move her over.
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. But I think Stratton would have gotten enough strikes by that point to be in a match like that. Because think about it. If you're going to have the 4 horsewomen, them 4, you better have 4 on the other side. You got to make it where it's like, we believe they could win. If you gave me right now the 4 horsewomen as they're currently constructed, and they had to fight Bianca, Jade, Rhea Ripley,
and
Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, whoever you want to put on there, I would want to put Naomi, but they may not want to put 3 black girls on one thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know if they would want to do that.
I don't think they want to do all that.
I'm just saying. But Jade and Bianca would get to, Jade, Bianca, and Rhea would have 3 of the slots locked up. Would it be a Zoe Stark, who I think could be a good single star? Sonya Neville coming back, but you already got that type of character already in Rhea Ripley. You know what? I don't know. Like, you have to make it where it's intimidating. Like, Rhea Ripley, Bianca, Jade, man, shoot. You're going to have at least one high flyer. That's why I said it probably have to be Tiffany Stratton. You got to have somebody that has to be a high flyer in the bunch.
Yep.
It has to be a high flyer in the bunch. So,
then
that would tell me the women have come a long way. That would make, to be honest, let's say if Sasha Banks, and if all this happened, I may clip this part and post this on the internet. But let's say if Sasha Banks comes back anytime between now and a year from now, we'll say from now to August of 2025. Let's say Sasha Banks come back. That should be the move for a Survivor Series War Games women's match. For November of 2025. What I just said. The 4 horsewomen versus, however you want to pull it together, the 4 horsewomen versus Bianca, Jade, Rhea. You know what? Liv might have to take that last spot. Because think about it. How they've been building her up to be a main. Like, when Liv loses the title, whether she loses Tiffany Stratton or Rhea, however Liv loses the title, do you see Liv just really just faded back into oblivion?
No.
Lack of a better term?
No. I do not.
No. I don't see Liv just being what she just go fade out and just be a B-lister. Like,
I don't see it.
I don't see Liv being, okay, now she got to go fight Kari Zane and, I might see a feud with somebody like Io.
True.
Liv and Io, I think, could be a good, because Io is going to want another title run.
True.
She's doing a little thing with Kari Zane right now. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you can't tell me, even with Kari, you can't tell me neither one of them want to get back into the singles title picture.
Oh, yeah, they want to get back in the singles title. This is, like I said, them together is cute and all that stuff, but eventually it's going to run its course eventually. It's going to
run its course. It'll run its course. And then you have to decide, or like say Kari and Dakota Kai, or they could set it up to where one of them's always in and out and the other one running singles. We'll see. But Io, I can't see Io being a one-time thing. Because Io showed that, okay, she can kind of hold her own. Okay. Give me Io and Liv. Maybe you could build that. But I'll say that 4th slot, as of right now, I would want to do Tiffany Stratton because I think Stratton can be that megastar. And when you talk about them, whoever's running 4th gotta be able to hold their own. I can see if they had to do it today, it'd be Liv.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I can see by this time next year, oh, it'd be Tiffany.
Yep.
Tiffany. Now, if they want to make it 5-on-5, they could, but I don't know who you would add though. See, because the 4 horsewomen was always a thing. So, whether you threw Naomi, because you're gonna have a Naomi, or let's say this, if you just want to go for broke, fine, have 3 teams of 4. Make it where it's 3-way. Then this is the other team. This is the other team. Let's say I give Tiffany Stratton because they need at least one hot flyer. They need at least one. They need at least one. We'll give them that. Then here's the third 14. Give me Liv. Give me Nia Jax.
Yep.
Give me EO.
Yep.
And then the fourth one would either be, I wouldn't want Shayna Baszler. I would want to see Zoe Stark because I think Stark can be a good single star. Whenever this run with Baszler is over, I think she could be the next one.
I agree with you.
Because you're not putting in Mission, you're not putting in. Am I missing anybody else? I'm not putting in Isla Dawn or Eden Fire, whatever them girls are. I'm not putting either one of them. Sonya, to me, isn't that kind of main eventer type of person. Oh, we forgot to. We forgot about 2 people. You got the Blair Davenport girl.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to build. And then you got the other girl, Irina.
Irina Sky?
Huh?
I can't remember her last name, but Irina sounds about right.
Yeah, but the one that was with Katana Chance and Kiana Carter.
Oh yeah.
The one that came over from NXT. She was the NXT. She got drafted.
Oh, okay.
Because Irina and Blair both got drafted over. One went to Raw, one went to SmackDown.
Interesting.
I can see them 2 because what you don't want them is to end up like that blonde girl that's with the Creed brothers. It's like, yeah, you're just gonna be stuck.
Wow.
She looks like she's gonna be stuck. Now, what's so funny is now we're almost an hour, and we're gonna talk more about the WWE, even though it's still women's comeback, and just the WWE version. I just spent more time because I felt it. I think because it fits more the format of the show.
It fits the format of the show, exactly.
Now, let me ask you this: which one of them, out of everybody we mentioned, would you love to see Cat fight to tie it back in? For those that be like, no, they're never gonna bring it back. Or you think would be a good Cat fighter?
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. This is a fantastic one by you. I haven't thought about this. I'm not going to lie to you. I gotta think. I am thinking in the lines of what's the name? I could definitely see what was it? I definitely see Bianca being one of them.
I could see Bianca. I could see Bianca, not as a Cat fighter.
Then there's who else is up there? Jade, I can't see. I can't see Jade.
Jade would have to fight one of them girls from Section Girls. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Then there's Rhea. No. I don't know about Tiffany. I don't know. I'm questioning myself on that one. I'm starting big first and then working my way down.
There's some girls in NXT, I believe, could do it.
Then there's Liv Morgan, maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to say if I had to pick someone today to come in to do that Sarah Brooke, Reagan level, because it has to be believable.
Agree.
I think Liv could do it. With her build and stature, Liv could do it. See, when you look at somebody like Bianca Belair, it just,
No.
I think Liv could do it. Alexa Bliss would be another, even though I don't care for her. I don't
I
care
don't
for
care
her.
for her either.
I
I
don't
don't
care
care
for
for her either.
Alexa Bliss. I don't care for her. But she would have the look too. But I mean, she'll have the build too.
Yep.
But I think Kari Zane could be one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's a fluidity in
Mm-hmm.
catfighting that you gotta have.
Correct.
That if they're too technical, it's not gonna pull off. They look like a wrestler trying to catfight.
Bingo.
Versus a cat. It's like to be a catfighter, it's almost like you gotta act like you have no training.
Correct.
And for them, they have so many reps by this point. Off the beaten path, somebody like a Marty Bell, I think would be a great catfighter. Roxanne Perez, I think could be one. The Lola Vice girl,
She could be one.
she could be one. The little Hispanic cutie, she could be one. The girl who had the North American Championship, who won that four-way, that it was a four-way fight for it, or 8-way fight. I can't remember. Black girl. She really could be one. She has the disposition. She could be a good cat fighter. I can't think of nobody else. I can't think of nobody that I could look at and say, ooh, that would make a good cat fighter. Like when I look at somebody like a Serena Williams, I think could have been killer in
I agree with you there. Oh my goodness. Athletic, strong, smart, technical. Serena, oh my God. Jeez.
So so I was just wondering, I said, who would make a good cat fighter, you know?
Yep. I think
I would say now I'm gonna tell you the person. I mean, she's too old to do it now.
Yep.
But my all-time person, I would say, she would kill as a cat fighter, I think, would have been Charmel.
Yep.
Booker T's wife, I think, could do it. I'm gonna tell you who else could do it. Brandy Rose. I think Cody Rhodes' wife could be a good cat. She could be a good cat fighter now.
Would Francine from the ECW type would be a good cat fighter? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm trying to go back to all the old
usually
ones.
When you think about it, she's usually the first one because she did all the screaming and yelling and hair pulling and rolling around. Like her and
what is her name?
And all the other ones that she would just roll around in the ring with. I'm going to tell you who I would have loved to see as a cat fighter because I don't think she was that good of a wrestler. Eva Michelle.
Facts.
That redhead, I'm like, you're built to be a cat fighter. You're not. You're more of a model than you are a wrestler. Yep. And it's like you're not solid. You could be go be a cat fighter.
I think I have a few. I'm trying to think. Who else is? I'm wondering. Would Stacy Keibler be one of them?
Who?
Since people like the tall blonde types.
Who?
Stacy Keibler.
No. Not as a cat fighter. Because then you could have said the girl that's with Alpha Academy. She's in the same vein. It just she just had long legs. That was all. She just had long legs and looked good as a skirt. She just had a one thing where she could put the leg on you and just straighten with the 42-inch legs. That was it.
That's true.
There was somebody that just hit my mind and you took my mind off of it. Lita would not have made a good cat fighter, although she reminded me of so much of Sarah Brooke. When I look at Sarah Brooke, I'm like, you're the leader of a cat fight because of her look. Miss Jacqueline, I always thought of.
Thank you. Thank you. Sable. Oh yes.
Sable.
Sable.
China, no.
China, hell no.
They had Michelle McCool, yes.
Yes.
Um, PMS Pretty Mean Sisters were what? Jacqueline, Michelle McCool, and who else?
Oh shoot.
Who's the
Oh,
third person?
oh my God, I can't even. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God, unbelievable.
Candice LeRae probably could do it.
Would the cat be of any sort? I don't think the cat was that impressive.
Okay. What was the other girl, brown brunette? I could see her face. She just been gone maybe a couple of years now.
Oh,
But she was more of a model than a fighter to me. Um,
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember her name.
Melina would have
Oh
been
yeah,
more like a Mala.
yeah, Melina. Yeah.
Um, I can see this other girl in my head, brown brunette. She was small, petite, brunette. Um, it'll hit me one day, and then I'll just text you. Um,
This one will not work. She's Russian. This one won't work.
oh, Lana.
Yeah,
Lana has the body. Lana has the body for it. I don't think she has the skill set.
that's my point. That's why I said it didn't work.
She has the
She
body.
just hit my head, but this won't work.
She just don't have the skill set. Candice Michelle was at the Raw last night.
Mm-hmm.
She might could. I gotta find out that brunette. Hold on. Um, trying to think. What was her name? Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna tell you another one who I think, hear me out. She was a little tone, but I think she would have killed.
Yes. Coming. 1 minute.
Mhm.
What?
Trying to see. I want to figure out who she was. Clem, you back yet? I think this is her, but I thought she had another name. gonna give him a few more minutes to come back. If he don't come back, then I'm just gonna go ahead and close out the show. We'll give him a few more minutes. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if he's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we was pretty much done. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. I mean, he's back. Hey,
I've been back.
oh man, we couldn't see or hear nothing from you, man.
I've been back. I just
Oh,
haven't said anything. I give you time to see if you can find your
oh,
thing. That's what I've
so
been saying.
she went by a couple of names, Katarina.
Uh-huh.
Who? Nothing ever. So you got Katarina Waters,
Uh-huh.
Katie Lee Birchill,
Okay.
Katarina Lay, Katarina Severin.
Okay.
So that, but but yeah, you had a few that I think that could have went. They could have went, but it is what it is. It is what it
All right. I'm gonna let you go ahead and close out the show tonight.
is. Okay. Um, I am at Cause Web at X and IG.
And I, as everybody knows by now, or should know by now, Clem underscore aka Yof on IG and Clem Kufo on X. The next show is going to actually be the 26th. That's right, August 26th.
I
Yes,
surely
people.
hope.
Oh, I'll find a way to make it work. We will find a. I will find a way to make it work. Hopefully,
You
life
never
is not
know.
life,
Life be life and right.
hopefully life is not lifing and we'll get it in. But August 26th. So we know this is shows day late, but you know what? It's worth it anyways. So
Not a dollar short. But
and not a dollar short. With that being said, it's right there, people. You know the time. From the parts unknown. This is Clement Okufo, my partner Claus Webb. Until next time, people, we're out. Have a good night. Peace.
good night. Peace.